Hello, Dr. Falsetto. This is Michael Coder. I'm looking at Unit 4 quiz. The first question asks about what is content standards, and I see you've changed it. You've added the relate directly. I think that really works. And number 2, curriculum is a term that means. My comment is that it seems like this question confuses students, and the ones I've surveyed, and the textbook definition, page 3, doesn't really match the answers. I haven't found any clear definition of curriculum in the text other than on page 3, and here's the definition of curriculum, and it says it is the standards, not the textbooks, that constitute the curriculum. Number 3, asking about curriculum planning, is based on seems like a valid question with textbook references. These are the references on page 83 in the textbook, and they do seem to back up the question that's being asked. Actually, there's also a good reference on page 86 that covers basically the same thing. Number 4 was a little confusing. When planning curriculum, the reflective teacher, the student feedback was that in the text, the PowerPoint lecture, it says that when a reflective teacher begins planning, it was based on a student's strengths, needs, and weaknesses. So that's where they got confused. The textbook doesn't really seem to emphasize state standards in discussing reflectivity. It seems to lean more toward reflexibility and the use of resources and available books and other materials. And I wondered if this question would be better served to connect it with withedness and reflective action. In the textbook, these are the quotations here on page 6, having to do with withedness and reflective action. And then on page 96, it goes into curriculum planning, but that's all it says. And then a reflective teacher designs curriculum so that students know how to succeed. Then scaffolds on page 161. Page 170 has to do with reflectivity of a teacher. And then there's page 171, 172, 263, 264, and 303, all defining the reflective teacher. Number 5 seemed to have good validity with the textbook, and the question was allowing your students to get you know as you as a human being, it's called. And then this is a whole list of things on being a human being. Page 28, page 171, page 26, all back that up very well. Looking at the rubric, first Unit 1 rubric, I thought the different categories were much improved, and I have a comment about the weighting. Rather than do the complicated math, I would suggest just creating 1 here, and which will make 4, 1 here, which will make another 4, and then on the second page make this 0.5, which will end up with 2, so then you'll add up to your 10, and then you don't have to do any math. I would suggest the same thing on Unit 2 rubric, which has the same values. You could just change everything to 1, 1, and 0.5, and it would work out the same. In Unit 3, the rubric, I think again the columns are great, and the weighting I would change to 1.6, so it comes out 6.4, 1.6, and 6.4, and then this one would be 0.55, which would come out to 2.2, and which would all add up to your 15. On excuse me, on the Unit 4 assignment rubric, I noticed that there's a mathematical error. The 120 is 240 plus 60 would be 300, and down here we have 200, so we're off by 100. To correct this, but keep the same weightings, the numbers would be different. We could change this to a 2, and that to a 2, and that to a 1, and then it would come out the proper things. 4 times 2 would be 8, 4 times 2 would And that should pretty much take care of it.